abiding and seek peaceful means to resolve differences. Embrace tolerance and dialogue. Let us love one another and come together as one people, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let us remember the strength of our unity, the resilience of our democracy, and the hope that lies in the future of Liberia. As we welcome a new era, let us move forward hands in hand with a shared commitment to building a united nation that will continue to strive on observing the tenets of democracy and adhering to the rule of law. May God bless you all, and may God continue to bless the Republic of Liberia.
Those who wrote the speech, inauguration, everybody happy. We are rejoicing over the defeat of the old regime. We are rejoicing about our effort to bring a new regime. Then we'll sit down with happiness. We go write paper for that 79-year-old man. He's struggling to read. Then you go there, I will tell United Nations, I will tell US, I will bring 1 for you. Because you think 1 for you, Johnson. By the time the open of reading, when you got to the
when you elect a clown and you think that he will be a king, what he does is to convert the kingdom into a circus. This is what we must deal with, and this is what we must say. Who do we elect into our public offices? Because, as I've said before, when you allow hyenas to take care of goats, why should you be surprised when the goats are eaten? This is the same. And Africa is only going to realize our potential in all areas when, by dint of choice, we enable and allow our best men and women to serve in different areas. I've heard it being said about Lee Kuan Yew in Singapore. I've heard it being suggested about Mahathir Mohamad in Malaysia. I've heard it being said about Japan. I've heard it being said about other countries, but there was a conscious decision on the part of those individuals and the followership. We always talk about leaders, but we never talk about the followers. The followers must also style up. Africans on average are for some reason attracted to thieves. Africans are for some reason attracted to men and women who cannot serve her. And when they are not served, then they complain. When Africans are told, choose you now whom we shall release, Jesus of Nazareth or Barabbas, they say, release Barabbas. And when Barabbas behaves like Barabbas, they say, why are you not behaving like Christ? It cannot be done.
In May of 2001, signed a second of 2 executive orders, number 13213, Defense Exhibit D310, in which it was stated, and I quote, the government of Liberia's complicity in the RUF's illicit trade in diamonds and its other forms of support for the RUF are direct challenges to the United States foreign policy objectives in the region, as well as the rule-based international order that is critical to the peace and prosperity of the United States. Therefore, I find these actions by the government of Liberia contribute to the unusual and extraordinary threat to the foreign policy of the United States described in Executive Order 13194, with respect to which the President declared a national emergency. This executive order did not say the alleged complicity, it concluded the complicity. The conspiracy was born, all systems put into motion, and here I stand today. I never stood a chance. This is the broader contextual matrix that regrettably did not and still has not seen the light of day in these proceedings, despite the gallant efforts by the defense to unearth and reveal the contextual framework behind the charges against me. Now, with the 2 executive orders, the dogs were let out, so to speak. What followed was a dispatch of the attack pack led by Lieutenant Colonel David Crane, Defense Intelligence 30 years prosecutor. He, Crane, unlawfully unsealed the court's sealed indictment to his handlers, senior U.S. government officials at the U.S. Embassy in Freetown, and was never held to account. The rest of the operational team are Colonel Brandon Hollis, Defense Intelligence, CIA, U.S. Air Force, Senior Trial Counsel, and now prosecutor. James C. Johnson, U.S. Army expert, 20 years on conventional and special operations, chief of prosecutions for the SCSL. Alan White, 30 years defense intelligence, recalled from retirement to head up investigations at the Special Court of Sierra Leone. Stephen J. Rapp came on board as chief prosecutor for a short time with experience from Capitol Hill, where he served with the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee sometime before. It came as no surprise to me that as a reward of sorts for Stephen Rapp's diligence in the execution of U.S. foreign policy objectives through these ad hoc tribunals, he was appointed U.S. ambassador at large for war crimes issues. In support of the contextual framework of politics, on February 8, 2006, Lieutenant Colonel David Crane, prosecutor, appeared before a U.S. Congress Subcommittee on Africa, Defense Exhibit D-404, and spelled out in clear terms the decision taken in support of regime change in Liberia and what needed to happen to solidify that process. There was little mention, if any, in his testimony about Sierra Leone. And here is what he said. I posted that 5 years from now, when the international community is challenged by other crises, Taylor in Calabar, under the protection of Nigeria, will make his move. We will wake up one morning and watch on CNN as Taylor rides triumphantly down the main street in Monrovia to the executive mansion, daring all of us to come and get him. Unless he is handed over to the Special Court for Sierra Leone, this scenario is not out of the realm of possibilities. He then asked, how do we assure Liberia's future? And he answers that. Ultimately, he says, what we do about Taylor in the next several weeks will determine the fate of Liberia and the new administration of its president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Crane then sets out several plans, two of which I'll state here. He said, first, hand Charles Taylor over to the Special Court for Sierra Leone for a fair trial, his kind of trial. This takes him out of the local and regional dynamics that is West Africa. Second, tie any financial and political support to good governance in Liberia. Time does not permit, but the exhibits are present. Not even the Nigerian nation was spared from threats and intimidation, as explained by Femi Kayode, press secretary to President Obasanjo, the Nigerian head of state, who was with him in Washington when President George W. Bush promised, and I quote, to bring Nigeria to its knees if Taylor was not turned over to the Special Court. And what happened? Obasanjo buckled and capitulated. Now, this demonstrates the significant pressure that was brought to bear on President Obasanjo, irrespective of his personal and leadership obligations to the West African sub-region. And therein lies the dilemma for current African heads of state and government, but how to enter into binding commitments and obligations with the African pairs and remain steadfast, resolute, and unyielding in their fidelity to those agreements in the face of such unrelenting and punishing pressure from powerful Western leaders.
I'm filled with a profound sense of gratitude and humility. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve as your president and commander-in-chief for the past 6 years. Together, in 2018,
my people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your hands. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up small, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they can lie. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now you need to deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to be? See, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us. You screw us, you use us and little abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that the question that we ask, they lie. The people screw us. The people lie to us. The government betray us.
Again, welcome back.
So much. I said they lie. The people.
Welcome to Freedom Hard Talk here on Freedom FM 87.9. Welcome to the Tuesday's edition of the program.
No one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are they? My people, where you at? Wake up from your slumber. Stop sleeping. Whip your hands. Come on.
Those are down with us.
Yeah? Okay, let's go.
Those that anti us. Our many followers around the world. Wherever you are following us from this evening, I want to say welcome to the platform. Freedom Hard Talk here on Freedom FM 87.9. My name is Junkies Morris. I'm here today in your company
We tire with the promises that led us to all our damages. We tire with
to drive you through the program.
they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So what is you lie?
Freedom Hard Talk here on Freedom FM 87.9.
So we just tell you.
Lot on our plate for tonight.
You screw us.
Arrest looms over representing the Yeke Koluba. Insider told me.
You lie. Why? But that the question that we ask. They lie. The people screw us. The people lie to us.
President Bwaka nominates Hebo Widow as the new National Elections Commission boss.
The people fool us, the people lie to us. The government.
His friend and a loyalist of the UP and a UP war room fanatic,
My people don't want to hope.
Comrade Widow,
Have been broken.
had been nominated by Mr. Bwaka, the president of Liberia, as the new National Elections Commission boss. We'll be digging deep into that tonight.
Tire with the rhetoric. People tire, they tire. You see the reason why we are.
And also, the Ministry of Labor, through its public affairs department, that's the communication department,
Look at.
is issuing a stern warning and threatening civil society organizations,
Why? The government.
particularly the one led by George Tengbe, that his frequent criticism against the Ministry of Labor
The people lie.
will be met with the wrath of the law.
Betray us.
We'll also discuss that tonight.
I said,
Stamping free speech, using surrogates, using other arms of government to accomplish that will also be discussed here on the platform.
the government betray us.
As we take our quick break, we will also be concluding on President Bwaka, who on today received a clergyman, Suleiman Johnson, one of a global celebrated clergyman. Why our pastors, our clergymen,
We tire with the promise.
interfaith community have been ignored, have not been inclusive as it relates to major happenings in the country, especially what is unfolding at the borderline between we and Guinea.
Why did you allow the citizens to be?
Those same people who pledged support to the bid for president of Mr. Joe Boakai in 2023
Us and little.
have been abandoned, and foreign pastors have been given a rare carpet to roll out. We'll take our break to get some words from those that power our program. Crime Stopper Liberia, Bokonjide Group of Company. And when we are back, we go deep into our conversation tonight.
Are you seeking financial empowerment, dreaming of building your future? Then your solution is Bokonjide Group of Companies. Bokonjide, your trusted partner in microfinance, construction, and general services. We provide microfinance for many institutions like House of Representatives, the Liberian Senate, National Port Authority, Governance Commission, LRA, Gender Ministry, Corporate Development Authority, GAC, and Auto Lines Ministry and Agency, with a percentage range from 15% to 20%. At Bokonjide, we understand your aspiration, your goals, and your dreams. That's why we offer tailored microfinance solutions designed to uplift individuals and communities alike. Whether you are an entrepreneur with a vision or a family aiming for a better tomorrow, our microfinance services pave the way to financial independence. But that's not all. Bokonjide Group of Companies doesn't just stop at microfinance. Our expert construction team brings your architecture dreams to life. From residential to commercial projects, we craft spaces that inspire, innovate, and endure. And when it comes to general services, Bokonjide is your one-stop destination. From facility management to logistics, we ensure seamless operation every step of the way. With our apartment rental and furnished apartment for long and short-term stay, you will enjoy the luxury of comfort. Join the thousands who have entrusted their dreams to Bokonjide. Experience, unmatched professionalism, dedication, and integrity. With Bokonjide Group of Companies, your success is not just a goal, it's our mission. Visit our Capitol Building office or find us in the Royal Garden Plaza on Crown Hill Broad Street, or call today 0770-520-958 or 0777-017-603 or 0886-622-599 or email Bokonjide Group of Companies at gmail.com. Bokonjide Group of Companies, microfinance, construction, general services, your partner in progress. New Day, do something.
It's about musical. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, you report it. Don't take law in your hand for the right authority. That it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human talking, and I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, old man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. My brother, God can bless anybody.
Win big today with Win Liberia on Freedom FM. Yes, For just 100 Liberian dollars or 50 cent United States dollars, you can win from 4,000 Liberian dollars up to 10,000 Liberian dollars. And for 200 Liberian dollars or 1 United States dollar on Japa days, you can win from 15,000 Liberian dollars, 50,000 Liberian dollars, 100,000 Liberian dollars, and up to 1 million Liberian dollars. For these amazing prizes, dial *255*1#. Again, dial *255*1#. The more you play, the better your chances. It's Win Liberia Cash Giveaway on Freedom FM.
Welcome back to Freedom Hard Talk here on Freedom FM 87.9. Sorry to our followers via the social media for the late coming on. I think days like this, we always experience it. I think SB will have to make some adjustments. This is causing some problems. So basically, our followers from the diaspora, we are on. This is Freedom Hard Talk here on Freedom FM 87.9. Those of you following us here in Liberia and wherever, whatever means you are using, thanks for following. Welcome. This is Freedom Hard Talk on Freedom FM 87.9. Excuse me. So, like I said, the Ministry of Labor. But before we go to the Ministry of Labor, we will quickly chip in on this criminal code C case with former Minister Samuel Toy. Like I keep saying to you people, former Minister Samuel Toy will have a walk in the park. Based on the fact that there's no evidence available to prove wrongdoings by him, and he'll have a walk in the park. And I think Mr. Barker would need to have a U-turn instead of a wrong turn, so that he roll back, pushing it to the limit in regards to classified security intelligence matters that should remain secret and should not be unveiled to the public, to pose a major threat to the intelligence community. So we on this platform, we are calling on President Barker to roll back that decision. If it is intentioned to witch hunt, that decision has to be rolled back. And there's a need that Mr. Barker do the needful in regards to the law, because the burden of proof now is resting or rested on the shoulders of the accused. So how come we're going to court, and up to now there is no clue as to the reason we carry a case to court? I just file in a rate just to have the name that carry somebody to court, and there is no evidence enough to establish my case. I carry the court is worrisome. It's troubling. It's a recipe for chaos. So basically, I think on the part of the government, it was a wrong turn. The government was too hasty, and that derived from the fact that the government decided to persecute people, meaning to go after people and to witch hunt people. Because if you did not do what you did with the intention to witch hunt, then you should have had all of your pieces of evidence well synchronized and filed before taking on any court process. Mr. Solicitor General, Mr. Anxious Solicitor General, This is a shame. This is a shame that you will be in court and dangling for evidence, even though you were parading the corridors of the court or in the courtyard that somebody admitted they took money and speaking with authority as if you are a soothsayer to determine what will be the outcome of the court's ruling. You, the Solicitor General, you don't even have sufficient evidence enough to go to court. But because of the small-mindedness, you decide to rush to court. You rush to court, and at the end of the day, you are unable to adduce the necessary pieces of evidence that should be available for Mr. Samuel D. Toy to be held liable for economic sabotage. You are failing on a daily basis to produce any evidence to the extent you are verily pushing and coercing the central bank. You are verily pushing and coercing the central bank to manufacture and establish a new evidence that you will use to carry out your wish hunt. It's unfortunate. You in court up to now, no evidence. So why you want to buy time? Why you want to kill the man time? Why? Is he not a Liberian? Does he have to go through all of that after serving this country with honor, after providing a platform that this government is thriving on, for which at least there is balance and some level of stability in the economic policy of our country, an architecture set up by the leadership of Samuel D. Toy. Why you can't let the man go? Eh? Why you just bent on holding down Samuel Toy? If you can hold down Samuel Toy, then it means that your government will not function. It's sad. It's unfortunate. This situation with Samuel Toy is sad. It's unfortunate. The government, the people of Liberia, the government is still stumbling. The government is still dangling. The government is still struggling and looking for evidence all around the place. I thought Junkies Morris would see to taking his item with an evidence before he would take to the law. Because why will you take somebody to the law who is going about their normal business and don't have your time and have their different activities to kill their time to, and you decide to use the law against them based on the fact that something lost from you for which you didn't even see rent taking? How does it work? How would the law judge such case? So you're only wasting the time of the former Minister Samuel Toy. Give the man the walk in the park because he has done nothing wrong. He only served with diligence and loyalty to country. Mr. Bwaka, the president of our country, was passing from church to church, from mosque. Krogo. Anyway, the president, he's occupying the highest seat in the country. So with Dundo our verbiages against him. He's the president of our country. Honestly, President Boakai is reneging on identifying with people who pledged support for him during the election. The religious community, particularly pastors, clergymen that are in the country, pledged their support in their numbers with the alongside the congregations, because the fact that a clergyman who owns one church decides to support a particular political candidate, all of those persons in his church who believe in his teachings are definitely going to get in pari passu. So if those pastors, those reverends, imams pledge their support to you to become president, I want to believe it was based on the fact that they wanted to be included in the governance structure of our country that is captured under Article 5 of the 1986 revised constitution. So if these people supported you with their all and you come to power, the pastor then, or you can't even reconcile with them, you can't even call the pastor then to see how best discussions regarding the progress of our country can be decided on by everybody under democratic tenets. That which, of course, you are aware that the religious community play a major role in wielding the minds of our people in terms of how our people are indoctrinated to following the right or wrong things. So you do not leave out the religious community. That's why during political times, you people, politicians, are always gallivanting from one church to the other, from one mosque. It doesn't mean that you are a member of that church you visited last Sunday or will visit this coming Sunday during political times. It's on the basis of inclusivity. So Mr. Boakai now, maybe since Liberian people keep saying Mr. Boakai does not have the connection, evidence of the Guinea Liberia border tension, when those greedy guys went and decided to recklessly dig and mine the water that should be divided between we and Guinea 50-50 under any MOU, memorandum of understanding, or any convention, treaty, or agreement. Mhm. So you see, Mr. Boakai supposed to first of all call together all Liberians, meaning Liberians from all facets of the society. If you are from the Buddhist background, if you are a communist or you are an agnostic, if you are an atheist, if you are a Jewish person, practicing Judaism, if you are a Christian, if you are a Muslim, you are a Hindu, or whatever religious belief you belong to, or you don't believe in God, once you are a Liberian citizen, President Boakai, as the leader of this country, was, I would say was, because it's late now, was under every moral obligation. I said, was under every moral obligation and spiritual obligation to bring together the nation in a way that have never been seen since the establishment of our country, Liberia. Why? Because we are experiencing an existential threat of a global crisis that could spill over to Liberia, and the consequences of the spillover could be unimaginable and could be devastating. That Liberia, in my mind, does not have the capacity to handle at the time. So on that basis, President Boakai needed to join the unity and togetherness of the Liberian people like it is being done in countries that are at war, like Iran, like Israel. Those countries are rallying their citizens because Iran posed an existential threat to the existence of the state of Israel. So it is onus on every citizen, every patriotic citizen, in balancing their rights and responsibility to take ownership of the defense of Israel. And that leadership has to come from the above. And the only person in Liberia that should be responsible to do that, to glue Liberians together, if you are a Muslim, you are a Christian, you are a Judas, you are an agnostic, you are a communist, whatever religious denomination you are from, for all of us to place hands on deck, unite, and fight whatever scourge intruders and invaders like the weak-minded guy from Guinea there decided to instill against Liberia. But President Boakai refused to do that. All he decides to do is to go after political opponents, jump over the religious leader in the country, the same people who, when trouble happening, they can help for peace to come, jump over them and think he can go bring one demand God from another country to come and bless Liberia, and how the blessing can make Liberia to get better. What were those people who were in our different crises? Look, this is serious. You can be the president who have a lot of men, women dedicating their lives and teaching good manners to the society, living here, looking down on them and going elsewhere to bring somebody as if that person have been proclaimed by God as a Messiah or as somebody who can cleanse this place and maybe the pastor, the reason I laugh at the pastor name, they were giving a support to Joe Boakai. They were making political statements around the place. Now Joe Boakai jumping over here now and they may go for a foreign pastors. So, we have to be very serious in this country. President Boakai have to put this country first. You can leave this country disorderly, disorganized, with the huge level of disunity amongst us in our different corners, and you going out there thinking that you can rally friendship from around the globe without making peace with yourself. Mr. Boakai, it is a shaky rule. That particular Senate rule cannot be a rule that you will succeed on. If you are not in peace at home and you think you can be in peace with people outside, Mr. Boakai, I can assure you it is a Senate rule that you cannot easily succeed on. So all you need to do is to have a U-turn instead of wrong turn, because wrong turn will have a devastating trickle-down effect that will have a negative backlash against you, your legacy, and generation to come. So I'm here, Austin and myself, we are here on the Freedom Hard Talk on a regular basis, not just to criticize you, Mr. President, but to provide recommendations, remedies, to remediing these problems we are faced with as a country. Because when these problems are mitigated, then we Liberians, we all have the enjoyment of a smooth working relationship that will allow prosperity and development. Nobody wants you to fail. Who will want that? If you fail, the next complaint that will be happening, the woman there from West Point that buying cup of rice for $50, $40 will be buying it for $100, $120. If you feel, Mr. President, like you are doing, like you are failing, and there is no policy action to reverse the economic downturn of our country, for which we are headed into an economic offset pool, meaning an economic septic tank, Mr. Boakai, it will be good. Some of these pieces of advice we give you on this platform, you listen. Even if your proteges are listening, it will be good that you give credence to them, because they are the pieces of advice that will allow you to make amends. Not the normal praise singing that you get from Mama Kabirete on a regular basis. Not the normal fake praises and fake accolades you get from Jeremic Pia and the Lex. But we that objectively criticize you and provide recommendations for the foul march of our country. Mr. President, like we recommend to you, instead of going for foreign pastors and foreign clergymen, bring together our religious community here, the interreligious community, including the traditional council. They have a stake, they have a role to play. They have played major role in mitigating conflicts. They have played major and crucial, critical role in subsiding confusion and chaos in this country. They have served as a medium through which peace is reigning today in Liberia, and you are enjoying the peace and sitting as president. Why jump over them? Why overlook them? Why see them as nobodies? Why see them as not being Liberians? And why you would think that you can have conversation with people close to you, they are so below you, and you think you can succeed with people who are way out there. Junkies Morris cannot make good for wisdom and the other case home, but Junkies Morris is much more focused on Austin Kawa's home. How does that work? My home, the kids are crying, no food. Then all of what I have in disposable income, my take-home pay, immediately I get it, I run into Austin house. And Austin does not need what I'm working for. He has what he's supposed to have. So who am I? So this is the situation with President Boakai. President Boakai is not speaking to the people in his own house. He's running to Guinea to make peace. He wants to be seen on camera on the international stage with that political posturing that he is a peacemaker. He is driving in the direction of peace. The fact that Liberia is on the non-prominent, holding the non-prominent seat at the United Nations Security Council, he wants to prove a point. That's a showmanship. Because you are here back home. You refuse to reconcile with everyone here. You refuse to reconcile with everyone home. Anybody that is perceived to be an opponent of your government before or now, or that is expected, that is perceived, Mr. Boakai, you clamp down on them in whatever way available to you, using your influence and affluence as the president of the Republic of Liberia, which is against the constitution of our country. Mr. President, our making you president, if I say our, we as Liberians making you president is not a carte blanche for dictatorship. Mr. President, it is not a blank check. It is not a blank check for totalitarianism. I repeat, the Liberian people electing you as president of the Republic of Liberia is for transformation in the positive direction, in a direction that will see lives being uplifted, not in a direction that will see Liberians being subjugated and oppressed. Liberians being turned into rolling stones because somebody bringing land deed that was written on animal skin to claim land in the name of I appropriated the land. I ran after everything since 1702. These are the situations that we are going through as a country. And why we are discussing these prominent issues that are confronting our country. Excuse me. I was just taking a water break. You know, Omen Boaka, the Omen really making me to talk too much. So we recognize a few of our followers via the social media because we didn't do that initially. So we recognize Miss Benita Shiloh. She's following us from Gardnersville LPRC community. Today marks her birthday. Today is her birthday. Benita Shiloh. Happy birthday to you, Benita Shiloh. She's there washing alongside Joe Abba Smith. Thanks to you guys for washing from Gardnersville. Joe Abba Smith and Benita Shiloh, who is celebrating her birthday today. Benita Shiloh, happy birthday from Freedom Hard Talk here on Freedom FM 87.9. The program tonight is dedicated to you, Benita Shiloh. George Vlendi there, thanks for following. Yasa Tanu, thanks for following. Joe Zau, thanks for following. Egna Hawa Kui, thanks for following. Lawrence Morba, thanks for following. Francis Aku Zagalongo, thanks for following. George Vlendi, G West there, thanks for following too. All of our many followers, Henry Kobe Dishu, following us from Bartnersville. Prince Sisi is following us from Broad Street, Old Immigration Building. Gian Doma is following us from Water Street, Slaywood Depot area. All of you following us on the program, I want to say welcome again. And to you, Issa Dukbe, who will be celebrating your birthday on the 15th of April. Thanks for following us. And back to serious matter. So Boaka is abandoning the same pastor then that supported him during the 2023 election and going out to bring for foreign pastor to pray for Labro, to pray so that we get our border back. Excuse. So we get the area back where the Guinea people take from all our part of the border. So what happened to Aze Wingo? What happened to Iman Krai? What happened to this guy who was very political and harsh, aggressive on the Weah regime? Kotu Brown, Samuel Reese. What happened to them? They know how to pray again. Eh? The people don't know how to pray. You go. So this lead me tonight to the next topic that has to do with the Ministry of Labor threatening civil society organizations. What right does the Ministry of Labor have to threaten court action against civil society organizations? Look, let me say this to the Ministry of Labor and its leadership. Minister Cooper Cry, if you and your people are listening to me this evening, that ministry belongs to the public. The Ministry of Labor belongs to the public. And for your reminder, you are under every obligation, legally, morally, to provide information to the public. If you refuse to provide regular and routine information to the people, if you refuse, renege, and lack innovation to create the capacity where information will continuously flow down and trickle down, that the people will know and have a clear understanding of your operations and your workings, you create a semblance for gossip, you create a pathway for disinformation, misinformation, and you create a blockade on your own entity's progress that have been made that should be publicized so that everyone knows that your entity is making this progress in this direction. If you refuse to pass down information in accordance with how information should trickle down so that the people know that if an alien comes to Liberia, this is the policy that have been set up, and if an alien is living in my community and that alien does not comply with the policy that I, as a citizen, my responsibility, I know that this is the law. My responsibility is to report whoever that will be invading the law or violating the laws. I, as a citizen, will help the government to generate revenue because citizen arrest, citizen information processing, so that authorities get hold of and take charge of activities happenings regularly in communities so that it flows. You, as the entity here, need to establish a policy framework that will allow the dissemination of information to process smoothly so that the people don't lean on gossip, hearsay, deceit, and disinformation that will be passing from one person to another, being distorted by their different ideas and perceptions. So that is a piece of education for your communication department there at the Ministry of Labor. So stop threatening Josh Tengbe. He's just doing what is right. He goes and do his fact finding, and you, as the entity responsible to regard and honor the Freedom of Information Act by giving necessary information to citizens so that your entity can have much more publicity. And the propaganda will be smooth for you. You are there playing politics and threatening people, thinking that you can turn Liberia into a police state. And I can assure you it's far-fetched. Minister Cooper Cry, because the communication written by your communication and corporate affairs director was instructed by you, Minister Cooper Cry. Stop warning people against freedom of speech. Stop threatening freedom of speech. A single threat to freedom of speech is a recipe for your government to fail. I am giving this kind of advice from a little corner on the Freedom Hard Talk here on Freedom FM 87.9. A single infringement on free speech, on the right for individuals to freely express. Mr. President, it will be a dangerous path that you will be treading with your government. It will be the dawning of a new day. So please, in order to maintain your 6 years tenure, do what is responsible enough of a leader as you should be. And I, Junkies Morris, have great respect for you as an older man and as the president of our country, one who is occupying the highest seat in the land. And I got great regard for you. All I'm asking you, Mr. President, call on your proteges, call on your surrogates like the fellow at the Ministry of Labor to tone down and allow the thick skin to take over so that criticism that are good enough to transform for the better can be allowed by citizens. You can have people calling it as it should be, corruption. Then there is no clarity being given by the ministry to demystify what was exposed or unveiled by Mr. Josh Tingbe, only to come out with threats. I think is wrong, and it is an administrative ineptitude. And mind you, clear conscience, fear no accusation. If you think you didn't do that, there's no need to be ranting and launching threats, engaging with posture that seem to be unfriendly. Yeah. If you did not corrupt, there's no need for you to be threatening people. All you do, provide the necessary documentation, and the evidence will speak for you. That the evidence will vindicate you that you did not do what you've been accused of. So, Minister Cooper Cra, you need to slow down. And Mr. President, there's a need that you hold some of you hold them. Yeah. So, Mr. President, why? Because I know the whole thing that you orchestrating it. Mr. President, you're my second meet one-on-one. You tell me, Junkies Morris, that son, I am not the one orchestrating this. Mr. President, we will look in one another's eyes. Firm and say, "Beg," for you to tell me that you are not the one orchestrating the expulsion of Representative Yeke Koluba. I know you, Mr. President. When you were vice president, I was at the Capitol building. I was there when you signed on to documents. In fact, you are a signatory to the 66 concession agreements signed by your government at the time under the 12 years that you served as vice president, and the 66 concession agreements that were all bogus and now affecting our country, and you pretending that you don't know that they were documents that would have affected us negatively today when you were signing it and pretending to liberate people. And since our people are not informed, they think you people are the right people to lead us. You have signed on to those documents. You have never reneged. You have never objected. No day, on no occasion, there's no account of your rejection of issues that were not in the interest of building Liberia. You sign graciously, you sign graciously and happily to plunge Liberia into economic gulag. This is what you did, Mr. Boakai, as vice president. So I don't know why Liberians will allow your pretense to continue to go on. It need to be on earth. Liberians will need to say it as it is, because you have pretended over the years. Your government had, before you even ascend to power, before your ascendancy to power, Mr. President, you and your party officials were involved with lies and lies and lies. And because of that, there is no balanced and better foundation on which you people can build to have a legacy that could at least come close to that of the legacy of former President George Weah. Because of lies, deception, you created a weak foundation that there is no platform on which now you can transform the deception to reality that will affect the Liberian people's lives, and they will see, because you are inching, hustling, finding all type of ways, making sure that you creep, just be creeping all in between the different political system, finding your way somehow, some way to reclaim the presidency after 2029 election, in installing puppets, trying to create asymmetric system that will allow your smooth clinch on to power once more. But I guarantee you, Mr. President, even if you were to travel at the triangle of Bermuda, that triangle where no individual have gone to and come back, no object have made it through and come back to give the history, and you gone there, survive and come back. Anybody you bring to the fray, with the exception of Jesus Christ, God Almighty, and Jesus Christ, his prophets who were miraculous based on God's anointing and his blessings and grace. Besides them, no human being on the face of the earth that can change the overwhelming and resounding one-round victory that you will see weighing you down 6 feet, because that will be the end of everything. Because number one, Mr. Boakai, you will not be able to withstand the tsunami that will come after 2029 elections. It's simple. That's why I keep saying to you, do the needful, do the right thing, work in line with the law, hold the Constitution in your right hand, use it as your working tool on a daily basis. When you do that, Mr. President, you become a good president. Do you know why? Because you will have that fear that provisions within that book in your right hand should always be protected, as you will protect your wallet or you will protect your wedding ring. Yes, Mr. President, that book called the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia has in it almost every ingredient that should allow your success. So if you will place aside that book and come to the level of involving with going after people because they express political dissent, Mr. President, in my mind, your regime is doomed for failure. In the history of the world, there had never been any successful dictator. All of the totalist leaders that have led the world, their failures are blatant. Like yours is already in the 3 years, Mr. Bwaka. Your failures are blatant because you are going after people since you don't have thick skin for criticism. Mr. Bwaka, the place you are right now, the way I'm talking, your blood boiling in you, you angry, and Mr. Bwaka, I am not saying anything here disrespectful to you because number one, you are an older man, you are able to, you are somebody that could be my grandfather, and besides, and moreover, you are occupying a higher seat in a country that I love so much, in a country that I would do anything to stay in, even if it will cost just to go and visit other country. I love Liberia so much. I want to be in Liberia, live my life here, bring all my children, my grandchildren, and die in Liberia. I don't want to go anywhere else that I will be spit on. I don't want to go anywhere else that I will be looked down on. I love my Liberia. So, Mr. President, I'm just saying on this platform, you have a trump card, and that trump card is the Constitution. So, Mr. President, in reminder to this advice I'm giving you, if you would have used such procedure by which your governance was treading, or the way in which you were governing the country by going constitutionally, you wouldn't have had the despots who are occupying our land in Lofa, headed by the miscreant in Mamadi Doumbouya of Guinea, the de facto leader who stole power by using the guns. If you were using the Constitution, even after they carry out that reckless incursion, you would have still applied constitutional principles by instilling what is referred to militarily as a deterrent to who be intruders, like in the case of the Guineans, juxtaposed and bandits. So, Mr. President, the Constitution is what gave you the authority to do your presidential job. Why you want arrest Yeke? Because I'm saying to you, Mr. President, are you? You know why I say that you? The RG, the Inspector General of Liberia. Liberia. This is a man who have forgotten that he was appointed by former President Weah at the National Bureau of Concession. When he was appointed at that bureau, he said allegedly there was huge gross insubordination by individuals who were his honor men and perceiving him to be an outsider, that he did not come from the CDC ranks. Former President George Manuel Weah, in his magnanimity, carried out a swift, proactive, and proficient administrative action that led to people being suspended and other people losing their job, in as protecting you, Gregory Como, and providing the space for the chain of command and providing the space for all of us to respect one another in line with a sentencing clause or descendancy clause. Now you police director, Yeke Koluba, that is covered under Article 42 of the Liberian Constitution to express himself, since all of the people of District 10 cannot come to the Capitol building and occupy that portfolio at once, he alone will have to be. That was why he was voted in 2023 again by the people, and you are saying his expression that could be maybe one of the less fortunate that would describe as Zokos in his district, maybe using that remark, and he decided to express what his constituents have expressed to the world or to Liberians, and you say you're taking it against it. You're making fun. Maybe unless, like you people have always done, using the judiciary, the courts against your perceived political opponents, except that is the same trend you decide to use, then Representative Yeke Koluba will be expelled. And that you have always been involved with the kangaroo Janjaweed system of governance, intruding, invading, and encroaching, dismantling every facet of the governance structure of our country, provided for under the Magna Carta, and making sure that there is no system in the country that will work after you leave power. And this patronage will continue to reign the leadership community of our country. Mr. Bwaka, do you think is what will be your legacy instead of focusing the core issue? Mr. Bwaka, if you are aggressive enough to taking actions and you think you are effective to taking action to preserving the sanctity of our country, then why can't you deploy the military at the borders? Why our military can be deployed at the borders, Mr. Bwaka? Why? You are only interested in, as soon Junkies Morris say anything, you send Patrick Sulu to come for Junkies Morris. Like you're doing that to Yeke. You're just passing through that covert or overt means to ally. You won't use legislative standards using Article 38 of the Liberian Constitution that provides for each house to establish its own rules, procedures, and guidelines for which the lawmakers establish theirs, especially from the House of Representatives, that talks about punishing their colleagues in line with Article 64 of the Liberian Constitution for cause. So all of these synchronize with the growing tension around the world and in our sub-region, particularly the border between we and Guinea. Do you think it is wise enough? It is ideal? It is a reasonable judgment at this point in time for Mr. Bwaka and Jeremiah Kuhn, his vice president, and the de facto speaker, who is a regime speaker, even though he should be or supposed to be the person that should be speaking on behalf of the Liberian people, since all the people that Liberian people voted for to the House of Representatives, that he is speaker for them, it means that he's supposed to talk on behalf of the Liberian people, and he's supposed to check the president when the president is going wrong. But he's indulging the president's action by going after Representative Yeke Koluba. Even though he is a lawmaker, he is also a representative. Only that his colleagues voted him to be first amongst equal. And he's forgetting that history is on anyone's son. He's forgetting that all of these bad precedences he's setting. I'm speaking of Richard Nambekun. All of these bad precedences the brother is setting, he's forgetting that they will boomerang. They will go and come back to you. Watch and see it. Ageiko. Richard Kun, Ageiko, they will go and come back to you. How long John spent in the army? 3 more years. If your men still not rival you for you to be removed, because I think they have some social issue with you, your pedophilian lifestyle, being involved with a pedophile relationship, underage kids, and all of those allegations coming up. You still struggling with them, so I think maybe they could consider you, since already there is moral bankruptcy there existing at the House of Representatives. So maybe they could consider you, saying you people are partners in progress in terms of your moral bankruptcy. So you could be considered to end your term. But I guarantee you, off a ball worse for you to get it will be hard, because you are a power criminal. You are a very dangerous criminal to be involving with things, acts that are inimical to constitutional provisions, and you think you are doing the right thing in the name of being protected by the regime, that you are from the political party that is in administration, and you think you can do anything and get away with it. I guarantee you, Richard Namwekun, your burglary case is still pending. If nobody wants to discuss your burglary case, Junkies Morris, I can assure you, at the appropriate time, the Liberian people will be reminded of your burglary case. When you burglarize the sitting speaker, then Fonati Kofa office, you are not speaker at the time. That burglary case, Saint Liberian people say they couldn't forget. Yeah, I'll be reminding you. I would not forget what this small case is. Yeah, don't worry. They have been penned down in my memoir. That burglary case is remembered, registered, can be erased. Then the other armed robbery case that you carry out against the lawmaker representing Yeke Koruba, when his vehicle was burst into and some items were stolen from his vehicle. And the burning of the Capitol building, that awesome case that by all costs you must be speaker. All of those cases, they pending. Yeah. Richard Kun, if all of you thinking in oblivion that you will get away with these excesses, I guarantee you, you are living in dreamland, because check was put before you and you will be checked again. Richard Namwekun, I can guarantee you that you will be checked again. You can go with it. You today, the same Lord that protected you when you were passing around the place ranting and using words in the name of Rescue 11. Today, you sitting as speaker, forgetting to know that your fellow lawmakers have their legislative immunities accorded by the constitution of our country, and you're trying to erode it on a basis that you want to satisfy your regime, since you are the regime speaker, and putting the life of lawmakers that should be protected by you as the speaker at the mercy of the executive. Richard Kun, are you serious? You are placing the life, the safety, the security of your fellow lawmaker at the mercy of Joe Boaka, the president of our country, because this individual disagrees with President Boaka. Is that what you're doing, Richard Kun? When Yeke Koluba disagreed with former President Weah and Dr. Chambers at the time at the 54th legislature, you, Richard Kuhn, you were there. You saw the high level of egalitarianism, accepting the views of everyone and respecting everyone's participation and inclusion. Today, all the noise you're causing, y'all making noise all around the place, acting that you people are the rocket scientists that can come, are the messiahs that can come with heaven here on earth, transform this place, and Liberia can be compared to none. This is the result we are having. Border crisis, our land being encroached on, Joe Bwaka chasing after lawmakers, journalists on the radio, to the extent we got to be careful what we say. In fact, when I'm going home, sometimes my beginner can come for me also that I can be protected because they don't want me to be harmed. This is the country we are living in. Joseph Bwaka is blustering that he's practicing democracy. Mr. Bwaka does not have thick skin to accept Representative Yeke Koruba's renting. But you were happy when Representative Yeke Koruba was insulting then President Weah. He endorsed his misguided verbiages against then President Weah. He accepted him to play a major role on his campaign team today. So you see why I said boomerang. All of you listening, Liberians, where you punch it from, where you hit it, it will go all around, it will still come back to that same place and pass there. So you can plant rubber and harvest palm. It is highly impossible. Maybe on take Jesus and come back. And that brings me to our final topic for the night, and we go and take calls from our people to have their say on issues we've discussed tonight. President Bwaka, constitutionally, under Article 54 of the Liberian Constitution, he's clawed with the authority to nominate, commission, and appoint officials of government, which includes also the National Elections Commission, boss, and other commissioners at the level of the NEC. Madam David Eto Brown Lasana just resigned. Mr. Bwaka, with the constitutional authority given him by our 1986 revised constitution, decided to appoint a body, a ball. I can say he do things. But Bwaka decided to appoint he do things. Good. So you know, it's unfortunate for Bwaka to appoint a ball widow. That there won't anyway to there. Abraham was telling you, you're taking it for joy. You see how the probably get traffic. You probably take a friend. We can't put a friend over the election commission. Oh, that French area down there. That place is the singular most critical and crucial entity responsible for the balancing of our democracy. That place is not a place for jokers. That place is not a place for patronage. That's not where you carry your hegemon. You don't do that. That place is where you wield international confidence based on your actions and inactions with that place called the National Elections Commission. It is a place that decided where you are today, Mr. President. And you come, you think you say that now you playing. But that now you playing. Where you tell your way by friend, where I've taken my ball where we used to be operating way in Maryland or way by on Front Street. Yeah, I tell one of my ball, maybe I tell the committee chairman there's Joe Sau, or I tell my ball G West. Yeah, I say that my old boy, yeah. Or maybe our president and I tell my ball Austin Kawa. Say, yeah, I Austin used to be on the show together. So I made Austin the National Election Commission. No. The National Elections Commission is not a place where you will have repeated errors. History can tell how James Fromoyan flew this country. You bring him back to the Liberian people, somebody who was directly involved with the fraud of the 2023 general elections. You bring it to us, widow that we know was involved. In fact, the election widow was the person that cast the dice. He was the person that cast the dice. Widow had already concluded based on their pre-marked statistics that Joe Barker had won the election based on their tallying from the National Elections Commission tally room. This is the controversial widow that have been brought back to the Liberian people by Joseph Boakai, and thinking that we have forgotten. Liberians couldn't forget, man. So Liberians, you need to have more time tonight. Boakai beyond yeke, he beyond journalists. He thinking about the bureaucracy. He probably all the pastors and the imam in Liberia, he called none of them. He even bring Liberian together. He and a friend and we're in opposition. Other people get different parties. They speaking. The 14, that old papi was sort to bring everyone together and add a real grandfather that he ain't beef with everyone, throwing jobs at political opponents and going after people, private properties, using the code that you call influence peddling, which is a constitutional violation. That thing that why would Joseph Boakai leave the presidency? He will go to jail for. Luis Lula Inácio da Silva of Brazil, who is now president, went to jail for the same peddling of influence. The former South Korean Park Geun-hye went to jail. Even Jair Bolsonaro, former president of Brazil, that replaced Luis Inácio Lula da Silva, is also facing a jail term. The president of Philippines, Rodrigo Duterte. So you really think that people who are outlaw, leaders who come to power and take unto themselves authorities that they should not, instead of balancing the society, since laws are provided for the society to be balanced, and they come and take unto themselves authorities that they shouldn't, at the end of the day, lives are destroyed, families are damaged, future are scattered in a Liberian way, society in ruin, debauchery, and piety is the order of the day. That's the regime of the Joe Boakai, and Joe Boakai is nominating his friend, thinking that this friend can help him in 2029. I want to call on all opposition leaders and all Liberians. Have no fear for this Joe Barker friend. And they say President George Weah at the time appointed Madam David Eto Brown Lasana. Oh, she's a Silesian. They had a lot of things to say. She never called any vote that Weah had over Barker until the final results were announced to say she was scheming. Because a transparent Weah was over the state of affairs. So the needful was done. That a Joe Barker who is not transparent and decided not to be accountable is over the state administration. We think that he's bringing his confidant, his proteges, his emissaries to accomplish his election theft in 2029. I say, you don't need to worry about that. You don't need to be putting out statements and Liberians. There's no need to panic. If there's any need for panicking, it should be the border crisis, which of course we pray to God that George Weah comes back to power so that he renew that confidence and Guinea and Liberia will flow with our normal friendship as it had been. I say, don't be afraid. Joseph Boakai thought on stealing election here in Liberia is void ab initio. Meaning Mr. Boakai have never sat in a seat to ever think of such plan before the crafting of the architecture to execute that plan before it can be done. It have never been thought of. It's void ab initio. Mr. Joe Boakai thought, for which his friend and a UP loyalist, who is the UP War Room senior coordinator, as the National Elections Commission, making National Election Commission here, is not a carte blanche, neither is it a blank check for a Boakai's comeback. Because I can assure you that the voices of the people will be heard and our people will speak loudly with the volume and tone that have never been heard in the political electoral history of our country. We'll go to the lines and take calls and be here on tomorrow as we will be closing the program by 10 o'clock. Call us. I'm here alone. I'm Junkies Morris. Austin Kawai is turning to some issues to make the show better. You can call us on those numbers on 086 500 104, 086 500 104. Also, call us on 0776 104 104, 0776 104 104. And for our diaspora callers, you can also call us, only for our diaspora callers, you can call us on our WhatsApp line on +231 86 500 104, +231 86 500 104. This caller, hello? Okay, we lost that caller. We go to line 2 and take this caller. Hello?
Hello?
How are you? Your name and where are you joining us from?
Calling from Rotterdam, Senghor FE.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, Liberians should watch out. This old man is not prepared to leave power peacefully. They are planning to cause serious chaos. Watch out, they don't say. I want a smallest one. 2029 will not be easy. The man will force himself to get into widow, Josiah Jokai, government that people are crying and you already. I was afraid for you. You didn't call one of them. No opposition, they're ready. The woman is ready to destroy Nigeria. He said, without a president, there will be no Nigeria. And you will not win 2029 election. Waka is 9 years citizen of this country. He is internal affairs minister. When they are speaking, just listen to them. They are absent. They are Nigerian absent. They are pure citizens. So I'm saying that tonight we should get ready for another round of war. 2029 will not be easy. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll leave you and go back to line one. This caller, your name and where are you joining me from?
My name is Yasin Daria from Johnson.
Go ahead. No time. 30 seconds.
Hey, people, the Americans should come and help Liberia because the people can disarm our they were armed and message. And the people are here embarrassing our borderline and saying this thing will bring problems to us. Our people, they are worried. We're worried about our people. What Foka is doing, Foka is not at Liberia. Someone for them, they are not from the place here. These people are getting from I think Guinea in there, they're causing trouble in the place here. We don't get even without Liberia. So if they continue, they're trying to recruit more, so they're going to put in, they put in the army, at least they will are saying our own. That's why I got to stop. We're going to be feeding the Guinea, I think that they are running beyond war. We are feeding almost 75% of Guinea in Liberia.
Okay. We'll leave it there and go to this caller on line 3. Hello. Your name and where are you joining us from?
Yeah, I just calling from Bogota.
Go ahead.
They say we talk to the people. They won't walk, we talk to them. So they're crying. The only thing I get from now, that's the answer. No, Lord, what did you do?
Thank you. We'll leave it there and go back to line 1. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Your name and you joining me from where?
I'm joining you from Galway.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. This is a reminder to Liberia.
Lower your monitor now. Hello. No, we can't take that. Hello. 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 You're breaking in. Make adjustment and you call back. Call us on those numbers on 086 500 104 0776 104 104. Call us and have your say. The birthday lady, she's following us there from LPRC community. That's Gatnersville, Benito, Shilu. You and Joe Abba Smith following us. This caller, hello.
Yeah, this is Philip again from Galway.
Yeah, go ahead now, quickly.
Yeah, okay. This is a reminder to we as a Nigerian that 2029 we need to be careful because the woman worker will not do as Joria did, where Joria was able to congratulate the oppositions as winner after 2023 elections. In the absence of the result, the official result, Joria was able to pronounce Joseph Waka as winner. And Joseph Waka will not be willing to do 2029 if and when he lost the elections. So we have to be careful. If and when we are not careful, then we suffer. Alas, that's my contribution. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll leave it there and go to this caller. Hello. 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 Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, what is your name and you joining me from where?
I'm joining from Riverside County District 2, the name remain of Pastor Michelle Ito.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, Brother thank you very much. But what would you say that we knew that when Joseph Walker elected, still we know that Liberia was already destroyed. So what we doing now, we kept praying for 2029. And we are in the Southeast, we were trying for job, we have to now remove, but still that is the money pour into the best today, and we go out. Thank you.
Leave it there and go back to line 1. Hello.
Yeah, this is Johnson Bala, a call from Mambakwe to be Pacific City View.
Go ahead.
Thank you for the show tonight. If I am making a mistake, it's Junkie Morris, right?
Yeah, I'm Junkies Morris.
Yeah, thank you very much. The insensitive Joseph Walker government, they respecting our AFA. Taking the money that he's supposed to use to arm the AFA to protect our border, taking it to remove Yeke Kolba, is making a great mistake. 2029 comes. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll leave you there and go to line 2. Hello. Yeah, hello. Okay. All right. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Joe. Okay. Amen. Yeah, God there. I'm in prayer with you. I'm in prayer with you, Joe Abba Smith. Okay. I'm in prayer with you. Yeah, God is there and God will prevail. Okay. Take it easy. That was Joe Abba Smith. He's there with the birthday lady, Benito Shilu. And also he's going at JFK. There's a problem. Oh God, JFK. Hope you help my brother. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my brother, the issue about this whole human worker problem. We the member of the coalition and the other party, we're not supposed to mind these people. These people, they are not law-abiding people. They're not going by the law. You see, even the problem where Yeke Kolba is talking about, they are not even looking at it. So I will not stop that far. If you continue going by those human worker people, that phone will be blamed.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Dad. Thank you. We'll leave it there and go back to line 1. Hello. This call. Hello. Good man. Lower your monitor.
Hello.
How are you?
Thank you for the program. You know what I want to tell you, my brother?
What is your name and where you joining me from?
Oh, my name is Jay. I'm calling from Brambasa.
Go ahead.
Okay. You know, the thing where all the frustration, they were really clear because one can need your leader.
You see, you know, Sunday, these are circle issues. Yeah, they are circle issues. So don't get credence to it. You know, when there are circle paths, when there are circle paths overflowing the corridors of our political landscape, that's what you get. So, hello, this caller back to line 2. Your name and where you joining me from? How are you? Welcome. Your name and where you calling me from?
I'm good, my brother. I'm Shaka G. I'm calling you from the Mambasa.
Go ahead.
Okay, I've been listening to your show, my brother. But one thing I can say to the UP people or to Joseph Nimambuaka, playing the gap for 2029, it will not work. Because one thing they need to know is that they who grieving for power, we that sitting down looking at them, we have many more than them. So if anybody tries breaking election power over power. So let us sit down there and be joking with ourselves. Instead of them talking about the Guinean border, they passing around running behind Yage Kolva. Let us keep running behind Yage Kolva. Let the Guinean can take half of our country from us. Then they will know.
Okay, take this caller. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
My name is Afan. My name is Ibrahim Charlie. I call for Baba Ali.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Issue on discussion concerning the 2029 election will be very difficult for the women because women have any charisma or any agenda to exclude the Liberian people concerning the 2029. But the program for the Liberian people don't believe like before. You see where the Liberian people say that he was elect, but the Liberian people is very open. We are honestly policy to best of our ability to do now and we have been successful.
Thank you. We'll leave it there and go to line 1. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
How are you and where are you joining me from?
I call from the province, Sherika, to be beside. My name is David P.
Go ahead, David.
Yeah, I want to give my intake for the topic under discussion. What I want to stress here is that the Unity Party, they are people who get us into this problem today that we have now found ourselves in today. So, my brother, if the Unity Party feel that this country is only for them, they are completely lying. And at the end of the day, at 2029, if they want to try anything that will destabilize this country, CDC with the rest of the opposition will not sit there and allow these things to happen. I'm a CDC a partisan. All right, I speak on behalf of other the opposition. But what's there? And these things happen. They try to do things that will sway our mind from the border. Look at our land. Our land is tough. The landscape of Liberia is full of. Both sides, if you even draw Liberia is a different form. Liberia is no more way the way you think when you're in first grade or second grade or third grade or fourth grade that is going to
the old map.
That old map is that brother got a different form. That brother got a different form, my brother. And who caused it is Joseph Jima Bwaka and his gangster. So now I was hearing from radio. He appointed somebody who was butler to President Yimale. The former election commission.
Yeah, Francis Johnson Morris.
Yeah, Francis Johnson Morris. He appointed somebody who was butler a person. Can you imagine, man, who sat in party and war room announced first round announced the party as winner? Will not allow that. During President Weather appointed somebody to be as election commission head. And they went strongly against that person. They went strongly against that person. At the end of the day, President Weah was forced to change that person. And now he coming to appoint someone. It is but now the opposition should stay strong along with my party CDC to go against that identical man. Other than that, the country will be in a deep problem, in a chaos. At the end of the day, you find a complete bloodbath. Because right now, as we speak, the opposition will not allow anything to happen in 2029. For me, I'm fully prepared for any disturbances in this country. Can you imagine this woman? I started teaching as government school. He promised to employ. He has not employed one person. One person since I started started working as volunteer teacher. 14 years I started working. I'm not getting employed. Can you imagine? It was during President we are promised to employ as soon as I was supposed to get my employment. Election came, they won. All those that were supporting President we are they worked everybody for the payroll. For the payroll. You understand me? I was at least President we are getting small stipend for us with the volunteer. With the volunteer we're getting small stipend. But at the end of the day, nothing of that nature. So, my brother, we will not sit there and allow things to happen. We'll continue to talk, we'll continue to do the day 2029 come. How long? We 3 years. By 2027, we'll be talking about we'll be approaching election period. We'll be in the 4th year. So they should stay strong. The CDC before is not the CDC today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Leave it there and go to line 3. Hello.
Thank you. Morris, this is Edmund Carr. How you doing?
Yeah, Edmund Carr. Visually impaired.
Yeah, that is pushing for the return of President We are 2029.
Go ahead.
That is why we had rejected that nomination made by this lazy and wicked President Boakai. You know, it's not in the interest of the board. This is a provocation that I have to call it. Boakai is provoking us. Not only the leadership in the very opposition political party, but he is provoking the citizens of this country. Okay, and when the president reached to that level of provoking his own citizens, the result can be very, very dangerous. And I hope he is prepared and ready for that. Because, you know, Jonathan Widow, no, he shouldn't be. Okay? He lacks moral for a man to announce unity party 5-round victory before next week even come close to announcing 50% of the vote cast during the 5 round. That's still falling to the fight that guy, he cannot serve, he cannot deliver for the Liberian people. That means when Boakai said the country was to end, and this is the mission to take Liberia within in his grave. And we will not fall for Liberia to end. We will say to him that he will be the one that will be ending. We cannot end our country. We cannot destroy our country. But if the senator sat there and look at all of these prevailing situations, look at all of those videos, look at all of those audio, and pass Jonathan Widow to become the chairman of the Election Commission, we will say to them clearly, those who are in the opposition, then that means that match will not be free and fair. So all that we can do, we will not set us that track. We will not wait for the referee to blow. It will be man to man. The ball will be kicked. If it enters the goal, the referee blow for far. That is already in the pool. We are prepared to take on the Joe Boakai government hands down. It became today alone they have put us into the 39 move. We are ready to be into the 39 move. Beginning with the registration, after when we cross the one, they come with the voter registration too. We are prepared. We are going to mark them man to man, woman to woman. That's what we are going to do. And let them get prepared. All those will be working for night. All those will be working. Anything that you'll be doing, be prepared. If you are used to manipulate the process, be prepared to save us. We are not hiding this. Because we cannot go to the match for 6 years and then you can't hear the next day you want to force their will on the people. No, that's wickedness. Don't do that. We have said times with all numbers that if you win the election clearly. But don't bring problem here to take our country into chaotic situation. No, we trust Jonathan Widow. Jonathan Widow cannot be. He cannot be the one heading the election commission. We are calling on our senator, those from the CDC and those from the other political party, or let my senator, please, you reject this guy. Let Boakai send different person. But if he accepted, remember, your 15,000, your 10,000, you will be playing with him. When things are okay, you will take away your 15,000, your 20,000, your 30,000, your 45,000 after every 3 years. But when things are not okay here,
there will be no way that you will get that money. So let us do the right thing. Let's go to the 2 peacefully as we did during CDC time, and you will win. You win the election. But there should not be any manipulation. We will not allow it. Thank you, my dear brother.
We open a school. You now see hungry people go to school. Instead of giving job to the jobless, hope to the hopeless, home to the homeless. They manipulate it.
Yeah, man.
Now they come and make it even by a cup of rest.
The lines are still bustling.
They think they were again.
But my man Antoine is right on my back.
What we didn't do, so they think they copy.
So I want to say thanks to all of you that tried calling, those that called and went through, those that were just sitting and listening, those who always play the silent role. Thanks for following our social media followers. Say thanks there to you. The birthday lady who said this program is dedicated to you tonight. Miss Benito.
You know, when I see my country blessed with all the natural resources, and yet instead I see my people living in abject poverty, and I question myself.
So again, I'm Junkies Morris, and I was here alone. Austin and myself hopefully will be here on tomorrow, Wednesday, for the May Week edition of Freedom Hard Talk here on Freedom FM 87.9.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop slipping.
So for our listeners,
Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on.
I want to say bye-bye from my end.
Yeah.
Junkies Morris again, and I'll be here tomorrow, same time, same station. Have a splendid night and have a rest night as I take leave of you and leaving you in the good hands of one of Liberia's best doyens of radio, Mr. Anthony Stevens. Good night, Baba Junkies Morris.
I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to all our damages.